Before we speak about the future, before we talk about goals, vision, or momentum, we must first pause and look back. Because 2025 mattered. It mattered not only for what you achieved, but for what you survived. 2025 was not just another year on the calendar. It was a chapter filled with effort, lessons, endurance, and growth. Much of it unseen, uncelebrated, and quietly carried by you alone. Think about where you stood at the beginning of 2025. The questions you had, the uncertainty you felt, the expectations you carried. Now look at where you stand today. You are still here, still standing, still becoming. That alone is an achievement. There were moments in 2025 when you felt strong, and moments when strength felt far away. There were wins you planned for, and victories you never expected. You learned, you adjusted, you endured. You gained clarity in areas that once confused you. You let go of people, habits, or patterns that no longer aligned with who you were becoming. You discovered resilience you didn't know you had. Gratitude is not reserved only for perfect outcomes. It is also for progress, for growth, for survival. So, before we step forward into 2026, take a moment right now to honor 2025. Honor the effort, honor the courage, honor the discipline it took to keep going when quitting would have been easier. You did not come this far by accident. You earned this moment. And with gratitude firmly grounded, we now turn our eyes toward what comes next. 2026 is not simply a continuation of the past. It is not a recycled chapter or a repeat of old patterns. It is a turning point. If you decide it will be, what makes this year different is not the calendar date. It is the mindset you carry into it. It is the clarity with which you approach your life. It is the resolve to stop drifting and start directing. The difference between people who remain where they are and people who rise into new levels of purpose, impact, and fulfillment is not talent. It is not luck. It is not perfect conditions or ideal timing. It is decision. A decision to take responsibility. A decision to stop waiting for motivation to appear. A decision to move forward even when the path is uncomfortable. 2026 begins the moment you choose to stop living on autopilot and start living with intention. Autopilot keeps you busy but stagnant. Intention gives meaning to effort and direction to action. When you live intentionally, your days stop running you. You start leading them. This year is not asking you to be flawless. It is not demanding perfection or constant success. It is asking you to be committed. Committed when progress feels slow. Committed when results are not immediate. Committed when distractions compete for your attention. Committed to growth, especially when growth is uncomfortable. Committed to discipline, especially when discipline is inconvenient. Committed to becoming the person your future requires, not just the person your present is familiar with. You don't need a new personality to succeed in 2026. You don't need to reinvent who you are. You need a renewed focus on what truly matters. Focus sharpens effort. Focus eliminates excuses. Focus turns potential into progress. Most people don't fail because they lack ability or opportunity. They fail because they underestimate the power of consistency. They expect transformation to come from occasional effort instead of daily commitment. Small decisions, repeated day after day, quietly shape your direction. They determine who you become long before results are visible. 2026 will not be built on hype or emotional highs. It will not be sustained by inspiration alone. It will be built on habits, the choices you make when no one is watching. And those habits, practiced consistently, will define this year as a true turning point. This is the year you take full responsibility for your life, not in blame, not in guilt, but in ownership. Ownership is not about criticizing yourself for the past. It is about recognizing your ability to shape the future. It is the moment you stop seeing yourself as a passenger and step fully into the role of the driver. When you own your choices, you reclaim your power. You begin to understand that while you cannot control every circumstance, you can control your response. You can control your effort. You can control your discipline, your focus, and your consistency. In 2026, there is no more waiting for the perfect moment. No more waiting for conditions to improve. No more outsourcing responsibility to people, timing, or luck. Progress does not come from intention alone. Your life does not respond to what you hope will happen someday. It responds to what you do repeatedly, intentionally, and consistently. This year, you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and you begin asking, "What is this teaching me?" That question shifts you from victimhood to growth, from frustration to clarity, from stagnation to momentum. When you adopt ownership, challenges stop feeling like punishment and start becoming preparation. Obstacles become instruction. Delays become moments of refinement. Nothing is wasted when you are paying attention. Ownership also means you stop negotiating with your standards. You stop lowering expectations just to stay comfortable. You stop making excuses for habits that no longer serve who you are becoming. Instead, you raise your behavior to meet your purpose. You understand that discipline is not restriction, it is alignment. That responsibility is not pressure, it is freedom. And that consistency is not boring, it is powerful. In 2026, you choose growth over comfort, clarity over confusion, responsibility over excuses. This is the year you fully step into accountability, not because you are forced to, but because you are ready. Ready to lead your life with intention, ready to honor your potential, ready to become the person your future requires. Ownership changes everything. Motivation may inspire the start, but discipline determines the finish. Motivation is emotional. It rises and falls with circumstances, moods, and moments. Discipline, however, is intentional. It does not wait to feel inspired. It acts because a commitment has already been made. Discipline is choosing growth when comfort is available. It is waking up early when rest feels easier. It is practicing when no one is watching. It is doing the work long before the reward becomes visible. Discipline is showing up when excuses are loud, when your mind offers reasons to delay, when fear disguises itself as logic, when distractions compete for your attention. Discipline says, "I will do it anyway." Discipline is staying consistent when results are quiet, when progress feels slow, when effort seems unnoticed, when the gap between work and reward feels longer than expected. Most people quit in that space. Very few persist. And that is why 2026 belongs to those who keep going even when applause is absent. Because real growth rarely happens in moments of celebration. It happens in silence, in repetition, in unseen perseverance. You will not always feel ready. There will be days when confidence feels distant. There will be moments when motivation disappears entirely. That is not a weakness. That is reality. And that is exactly why discipline matters. Discipline carries you on the days motivation cannot. It becomes the structure that supports your vision. It transforms intention into execution. It turns potential into progress. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in action. It is the decision to honor your future self by showing up today. Every meaningful achievement you admire was built on disciplined effort repeated over time. No shortcuts, no constant excitement, just commitment. Discipline bridges the gap between where you are and where you are meant to be. It closes the distance between dreams and reality, between who you are now and who you must become. In 2026, discipline is not optional. It is the defining difference. One of the greatest threats to your potential is distraction disguised as opportunity. In every season of life, there will be countless voices, options, and invitations pulling at your attention. Not all of them are harmful, but many of them are misaligned. Just because something is available does not mean it is valuable. Just because it looks productive does not mean it moves you forward. Distraction often wears the mask of progress. It feels busy, it feels important, but it quietly drains energy from what truly matters. Not everything that demands your attention deserves your energy. 2026 requires focus, not scattered effort, not divided priorities, but intentional alignment. Focus means knowing what deserves your best hours, your clearest thinking, your deepest effort. It means saying no without guilt so you can say yes with excellence. Focused effort means you stop multitasking your destiny. You give your full presence to what you are building instead of fragmenting your strength across too many directions. Focused goals mean clarity. They remove confusion. They turn vague intentions into measurable action. Focused boundaries mean you decide, in advance, what you will protect. Your time, your energy, your mental space. Because every time you allow distraction to dominate your schedule, you silently delay your progress. You must protect your time as fiercely as you protect your dreams. Time is not renewable. Once it is spent, it cannot be reclaimed. And every hour invested in the wrong place is an hour stolen from your future. Clarity comes when you stop trying to do everything and commit to doing the right things well. Not more tasks, not more pressure, but more precision. In 2026, progress will not come from being everywhere. It will come from being intentional. When focus becomes your discipline, momentum becomes your reward. And this is why 2026 is different, because this is the year you stop chasing noise and start building with purpose. Setbacks will come, challenges will appear, resistance is inevitable. This is not pessimism, this is preparation. Every meaningful year carries pressure, and 2026 will be no exception. Growth has never happened in comfort alone. Progress has never come without opposition. But resilience is not about avoiding difficulty. It is not about pretending everything is easy. It is not about denying pain or disappointment. Resilience is about responding with strength when circumstances test your resolve. It is choosing to stand again after being knocked down. It is deciding to continue when stopping feels justified. Every obstacle carries instruction, not to frustrate you, but to educate you. Every delay carries refinement. It stretches your patience. It sharpens your focus. It strengthens your character. You may not always understand why progress feels slow, but slow does not mean stagnant. Some seasons are not about visible results. They are about internal preparation. 2026 will test you, not to break you, but to shape you. It will challenge your habits. It will question your commitment. It will expose areas where growth is still required. And that is not failure. That is development. When progress feels slow, remember this truth. Roots grow silently before anything breaks the surface. You don't see roots forming. You don't applaud roots developing. But without them, nothing stands. The unseen work matters. The quiet discipline matters. The days where nothing seems to change. Those days are building stability. Resilience means trusting the process even when the process feels uncomfortable. It means refusing to quit during the very moments that are preparing you for breakthrough. 2026 is different because it is asking more of you, not to punish you, but to elevate you. You are not being delayed, you are being strengthened. And when the surface finally breaks, when growth becomes visible, you will understand. This season was never meant to stop you. It was meant to solidify you. Carry that mindset into 2026. Rise after every setback. Respond with resilience. Because what is being built within you will sustain what is coming next. Your future is not shaped by chance. It is shaped by what you consistently see, believe, and work toward day after day. Vision is the ability to look beyond where you are and clearly see where you are going, even when evidence has not yet appeared. Most people live reacting to what is in front of them. They respond to pressure, problems, and routines without ever stepping back to ask where it is all leading. But 2026 demands something different. This is the year you stop drifting and start directing. Vision gives direction to effort. Without vision, movement becomes noise. Activity becomes exhaustion. Hard work loses meaning. When you have vision, effort has purpose. Sacrifice makes sense. Discipline becomes easier to sustain. Vision is what keeps you focused when progress feels slow. It is what keeps you grounded when distractions compete for your attention. In 2026, intention matters more than speed. Being busy will not move your life forward if you are busy building the wrong things. That is why you must be intentional about what you are creating, what you are nurturing, and what you are allowing to shape you. Ask yourself, honestly and without fear, who must I become to live the life I desire? Not what must I achieve, not what must I acquire, but who must I become? Because lasting change begins internally long before it shows up externally. The habits you practice, the thoughts you entertain, the standards you tolerate, all of these are quietly shaping your future. Vision is not wishful thinking. It is disciplined imagination paired with consistent action. When you see clearly, you choose differently, you speak differently, you show up differently. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding intentionally. Growth is not accidental. It does not happen by luck, timing, or coincidence. Growth is deliberate. It is the result of repeated choices aligned with a clear direction. And in 2026, the clearer your vision, the stronger your momentum will be. Because when you know where you are going, you no longer waste energy explaining yourself, proving yourself, or second-guessing the path. You simply move forward with clarity, with purpose, and with resolve. 2026 is different because this time, you are not just moving, you are moving with vision. Fear will try to keep you familiar. It will whisper that staying where you are is safer than stepping forward. It will remind you of past failures, past disappointments, and moments when things didn't work out the way you hoped. Fear does not come to destroy you, it comes to test you. It appears when you are close to growth. It shows up when you are about to expand beyond what you already know. Courage is not loud, it is not dramatic, it does not always feel powerful. Courage often feels quiet. It feels like taking one step forward while your heart is racing. It feels like acting even when your confidence hasn't fully arrived. 2026 is different because this is the year you stop waiting for fear to disappear. You finally understand something essential. You do not need the absence of fear. You need the willingness to act despite it. Fear says, "What if it doesn't work?" Courage responds, "What if it does?" Fear says, "You're not ready." Courage answers, "I'll grow as I go." Fear wants certainty before movement. Courage moves first, and clarity follows. Every breakthrough you admire, every success story you respect, every life you look at and think, "I wish I could do that," was once standing exactly where you are now. Uncertain, unclear, uncomfortable. The difference is not that they were fearless. The difference is that they refused to let fear make their decisions. In 2026, courage becomes a daily practice. Not a single bold leap, but many small, brave choices. Speaking up when it would be easier to stay silent. Starting even when the plan isn't perfect. Trying again after disappointment instead of retreating. Courage is choosing growth over familiarity, purpose over comfort, progress over paralysis. This year, you stop asking permission to become more. You stop shrinking to fit spaces that no longer match who you are becoming. 2026 is different because you are different. You no longer allow fear to be the steering wheel of your life. You acknowledge it, and then you move anyway. That is how momentum begins. That is how confidence is built. That is how transformation starts. On the other side of uncertainty is the version of you that has been waiting patiently for you to choose courage. Consistency compounds. It is quiet, it is unglamorous, and it is often overlooked. Yet consistency is the force that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results over time. Most people underestimate consistency because it does not announce itself. It does not arrive with fireworks or applause. It works in the background, building momentum slowly, steadily, and relentlessly. Small actions done daily create results that appear extraordinary only in hindsight. What looks like overnight success is almost always the result of years of repetition, showing up when it was inconvenient, doing the work when no one was watching, and choosing progress even when motivation was low. 2026 is different because it asks you to stop chasing emotional highs and start committing to dependable habits. Intensity feels powerful in the moment. It gives you a burst of energy, a surge of confidence, a short-lived sense of control. But intensity fades, consistency endures, Intensity burns bright and fast. Consistency builds slowly and lasts. In 2026, the question is not, how hard can you push today, but rather, how faithfully can you show up every day? This is the year you build rhythm, a rhythm of discipline, a rhythm of effort, a rhythm of focus. Rhythm turns effort into routine. Routine turns action into identity. When something becomes part of who you are, it no longer depends on how you feel. You act because it is aligned with your standards, not because you are inspired in the moment. Consistency will ask you to act on days when motivation is silent. It will require commitment when results are not yet visible. It will demand patience before it delivers proof. But make no mistake, consistency always pays its debts. Every small action deposits something into your future. Every disciplined choice strengthens your foundation. Energy is contagious. Ambition spreads. Discipline spreads. So does complacency. So does negativity. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, you will begin to normalize frustration. If you walk closely with people who take responsibility, you will begin to rise to that same standard. This is not about superiority. It is about alignment. Some relationships were necessary for a previous season, but are no longer suited for where you are going. Growth sometimes requires distance, not because of anger, but because of direction. In 2026, ask yourself honestly, do the people around me encourage growth or excuse stagnation? Do they challenge my thinking or reinforce my fears? You don't need a large circle. You need the right one. One conversation that stretches your perspective can do more than 100 that simply pass the time. Choose environments that expand you. Choose voices that sharpen you. Choose relationships that remind you of who you are becoming. Because in 2026, who you walk with will determine how far you go. This is your year to rise with intention, not rushed, not reckless, but resolved. You are not starting from zero, you are starting from experience. Carry the lessons of 2025, carry the gratitude, carry the growth, and step into 2026 with clarity, courage, and commitment. The future is not waiting for you to be perfect. It is waiting for you to be consistent. And when this year ends, may you look back and say, I showed up. I stayed disciplined. I became more. This is your moment. This is your year. Like, comment, and share this video to